0 years, or 20. That's the gap hiding inside one checkbox on the very first immigration form most families ever touch. So how does the exact same form send one family straight to the front of the line and another to the back for a decade? That form is the I-130. And here's the one thing I want you holding on to the whole video. A single box on it decides whether your family waits nothing at all for a visa number or waits years. Most people check it without ever being told which line they just picked.
I'm Erica, and the number that shocks people is 0. The I-130 grants 0 green cards. It isn't the card. Officially, it's the petition for alien relative, and all it does is prove a real family relationship to the government. That's it.
Leo here. Take the 2 roles, because the whole form runs on them. The U.S. relative doing the filing is the petitioner. The family member who wants the card is the beneficiary. Petitioner files. Beneficiary benefits.
This is Sarah. For the record, that split is why the I-130 confuses everyone at the start. The petitioner isn't applying for anything for themselves. They're vouching. They're signing their name to say, this person is genuinely my spouse, my parent, my child, or my sibling. And here's the proof. The card itself is a separate step that belongs to the beneficiary, and it comes later.
Which sets up the trap we keep at the end. An approved I-130 doesn't let your relative fly in, move in, or work. Today we build the map from that first form all the way to the card, and the category is the part almost nobody gets right.
Before you finish that thought, Tiffany, the comments already asked the sharper version, word for word. A petition for a spouse got approved a year ago, so why can't the spouse come to the U.S. yet?
That one aches. By the end you'll know why. Erica, who is even allowed to file for whom?
Careful here, because before category, before wait times, one fact decides who you can even file for.
Your own status. Are you a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, a green card holder? Everything about who you can sponsor branches off that one answer. Here's the ruling. Citizens can reach a lot further than green card holders.
Take the citizen first. A U.S. citizen can petition a spouse, their parents, their children whether married or not, and their brothers and sisters. That's the widest reach on the form.
There's a catch on 2 of those though, isn't there?
There is, and people miss it. Tucked away the way the best lines always hid in my grandfather's handwriting. Parents and siblings only count if the citizen doing the filing is at least 21.
Now flip to the green card holder, because this is where hopes get crushed. A permanent resident can petition only 2 people, a spouse, and unmarried children. That's the entire list.
Wait, only 2?
Only 2, a spouse and unmarried children. No parent, no sibling. That door is citizens only, which is one big reason people rush to naturalize.
And on the form itself, this is one box. Right here in part 1. You pick spouse, parent, brother or sister, or child. There's no cousin, no aunt, no grandparent, close family only.
Right, so the fix for a green card holder isn't a different form. It's a different status.
And it's one relationship per petition. 2 kids and a spouse? That's 3 separate I-130s. 3 filings, 3 fees. Which raises the exact question the comments keep asking.
This one's been sitting in the comments all week. The question was, can a green card holder petition a parent to come live in the U.S.? Say it back plainly.
Plainly, no, not while they hold a green card. A permanent resident can't petition a parent. If they naturalize to citizen first, then yes. For the record, that's the single most useful sentence in this whole episode.
Quick honest ask while we are here. If this has been worth your time so far, hit like, then subscribe and ring the bell. I know everyone asks, but this one is free, and it is how a small channel like this actually grows. Here's where 2 families with the exact same approved form end up in completely different worlds. Erica sees the immediate relative side where there's no line at all. Leo keeps pointing at the preference side, where the line can run for years. Both are right, and which one you land in isn't a choice, it's a definition. Walk me through it like I have never seen a visa chart.
Start with the good news bucket, immediate relatives. That's the spouse, the parents, and the unmarried under 21 children of a U.S. citizen. That group has no annual cap and no wait for a visa number. The moment the I-130 is approved, a number is available. There's no line to stand in.
Everyone else is the other bucket, family preference. Run the categories. F1 is adult children of citizens. F2A is the spouse and young kids of a green card holder. F2B is adult unmarried kids of a green card holder. F3 is married kids of citizens. F4 is the siblings of citizens.
Put the pain in a number, Leo. How long is that sibling line?
For siblings, F4, from high-demand countries, it has run past 20 years, 2 full decades between filing and a green card. I'd put real money on people watching right now who filed for a brother.
20 years? For a sibling?
20. It's the number that quietly breaks families, and the kids grow up right there in the wait.
So Erica, if preference is that brutal, why file at all?
No, and this is the part that matters. You file anyway because the filing date locks your place. That date is your priority date, and it's the clock that starts everything. Waiting to file doesn't shorten the line, it just starts your wait years later. That settles it.
That's exactly where this is going. Time in line is the one thing you can never buy back. It's like getting to Sunday soccer an hour early. My sisters mock me for it, but the seat is real.
Here's a case neither of you touched. Same citizen, files for a spouse and also for a brother same day. What happens?
2 totally different timelines from one household. The spouse is an immediate relative, no wait. The brother is F4, the 20-year line. Same petitioner, same day, same post office, and one may get a card this year while the other waits into the next decade.
So the shared takeaway, and this is the spine of the whole video. Immediate relatives skip the line, preference categories stand in it, and the category is set by your relationship and your status, not by anything you can negotiate. Nobody gets to talk their way into the fast bucket.
Now the part every other channel skips. They explain the form and stop at the door. You clicked File online, it threw you onto a page you didn't understand, and you froze. Let's actually walk through the door.
The one resource to start with is a free USCIS online account. You go to uscis.gov, and before you can file anything, you create that account. It costs nothing. It's the front desk for the whole system, and filing online for the I-130 actually saves you money over paper, which we will get to.
So once the account exists, where does a first-timer actually click? People say the page just stares back at them.
You sign in, top right, and then you start a new form I-130. From there, it isn't a blank PDF, it's a guided interview. It only asks the questions that apply to you, one screen at a time. Petitioner first, then the beneficiary, then the relationship.
And the documents? Where do those go?
You upload them. Your evidence, the proof of the relationship, uploaded as files, scans as PDFs, photos as images, inside the size limits the page gives you.
Here is the one everybody asks. Do I sign with a pen, or can I just type it?
Online you type it. You electronically sign by typing your full legal name, and that counts as your signature. Then you pay right there with a card or a bank transfer. No check in the mail.
So is that it? What do I actually get back to know it worked?
You get a receipt notice. On paper, it's called Form I-797°C, and it shows up in your account and your mail. It has a receipt number that starts tracking your case. That notice is your proof the petition is officially filed and pending.
You can still mail a paper I-130 the old way, same form. It just runs slower, and spoiler, it costs a little more, which is the perfect setup for the money.
Let's talk cost. The number isn't the scary part. The misunderstanding is.
Here's the ruling on price. As of the fee rule that took effect in 2024, the I-130 is $625 if you file online.
And on paper, it's $675. Same form, same review, $50 more just for making them handle paper.
The online path saves you $50 for doing the identical thing. Rare case where the easier option is also the cheaper one.
One caution I have to say plainly: fees are one of the most volatile things in this entire system. The numbers we just gave are current, but they have moved before. The one resource that's always right is the fee schedule on uscis.gov. Check it the day you file.
And here's the part people quietly hope isn't true. Remember that 20-year sibling line? This fee buys you a spot in it. It doesn't buy you a shortcut past it.
People quietly hope you can pay to jump ahead. You can't. The weight is set by law and by the Visa Bulletin, not by your wallet.
So paying express does nothing?
Nothing. There's no line jump fee. What the fee does is lock your priority date. That, not speed, is what you're paying for.
The most common I-130 is one spouse filing for another. So what does the government want to see?
The marriage certificate proves you're legally married. It doesn't by itself prove the marriage is real. Those are two different questions, and USCIS cares about the second one.
This is a spot where a real read helps more than four of us talking. Let me get someone on the line who lives inside these evidence packets. Marisol, are you there?
I'm here. And the short version is, you're building a picture of a shared life, not proving you love each other. The strongest pieces are boring on purpose. A joint lease or mortgage, bank accounts in both names, bills, insurance, a car, all pointing at two people running one household.
Wait, so the boring documents beat the romantic ones?
Every time. A wall of wedding photos is nice, but a shared lease and 2 years of joint bank statements is what officers weigh. You layer it. Documents over time from different parts of your life so the picture holds together.
The interview people are scared of. Frame it honestly for us.
A marriage interview is routine procedure, not an accusation. An officer asks about your daily life to match what the paper says, and organized couples walk through it fine. What causes trouble is thin evidence. Keep your paperwork and you'll be fine. Thanks for having me on.
Marisol, thank you. That's genuinely calming. So the takeaway is, live your life on paper too, and keep the receipts.
And one honest note, because we never sell you anything. For a straightforward marriage case, you can absolutely file this yourself. If yours has a wrinkle, a prior marriage, an overstay, anything unusual, that's exactly when a licensed immigration attorney earns their fee. Knowing which case is yours is half the wisdom.
Real talk, and it's why we point people to real help instead of guessing.
So let's answer the person from the top, the one whose wife still can't come a year later.
Here's the ruling, and it's the trap that catches the most people. An approved I-130 isn't a boarding pass. It proves the relationship, and then it stops. It doesn't grant a visa, a status, or permission to enter, live, or work. That's why a year can pass with an approval in hand and nothing moving.
After approval, the next step comes down to one thing: where they physically are.
And that's where the whole video lands. If they're already inside the United States and a number is available, they adjust status on Form I-485, and that's our episode 2. If they're abroad, the case goes to consular processing. They file the DS-260 and interview at a U.S. embassy, which is episode 3. Same approved petition, two completely different paths, and the fork is simply geography. The petition was never the finish line, it was the on-ramp.
Immediate relatives on one side, family preference on the other. That's the split that means 0 years or a decade. That's the box I told you to hold on to in the very first minute. 0 years or 20. It was never about paying more or filing faster. It was about which relationship you checked.
There is a second trap. Check the wrong relationship box or misread your category, and you can sit in the wrong line for years before anyone catches it.
So here's what I'd actually do, and it's the honest verdict for your family. The I-130 form is the easy part. The category is the whole game. Nail who can petition whom and which bucket you're in before you touch anything else. And for anything unusual, confirm it with a licensed immigration attorney or an accredited representative, and against the real uscis.gov. That's how you keep a year from disappearing. The big picture. The I-130 proves a family relationship. It isn't the green card, and the relationship box you check decides whether your family skips the line or stands in it for years.
Tonight you can do one concrete thing. Figure out your own category, citizen or green card holder, and which relative. That one answer tells you whether you're looking at No Wait or the Visa Bulletin.
Next up is the episode people beg us for. Green card without leaving the country, adjustment of status on Form I-485, the online filing walkthrough, upload and pay and all. If your relative is already here, that one is yours.
My favorite moment was watching one household split into two timelines, same day, same post office. Send this to anyone in your family who's about to file before they check that box.
If this made the first form feel doable, like the video and subscribe, because we're building this whole immigration series step by step, form by form, and I want you here for the next one. And here's the one thing only you can answer. Which relative are you filing for, and did you just realize which line you're actually in? Tell us in the comments. Half true is still half wrong. Get the whole story.
8.8, Tiffany. I would say a 9, but I want you to keep trying harder next time. This is Professor Erica. Thanks for watching and signing off.